Hello everyone and welcome to another Thomas video. So today we're going to take a look at Moonshadow Aggro in Thomas format. So technically this is the first deck we're going to be taking a look at from the Lorwyn Eclipsed, since I don't think Manamorphous counts as much, considering that it's a special guest card. But today we're going to be taking a look at a completely new card from the Lorwyn set that I think it's actually very much timeless playable. So we got this card called Moonshadow. It's a 1-mana card, and I think this card is just absurdly busted. There's a very similar card to this that comes to mind, which is called the Stalactite Stalker, which is also kind of playable in Eternal formats as well. But the difference here is that the Stalactite Stalker only triggers at the end of the turn, which makes it very, very vulnerable to Orcish Bowmaster, and that card is very abundant in Thomas format at the moment. So setting the Stalactite Stalker aside, I think the Moonshadow is just an infinitely better card because this triggers anytime you want. When you play this card, this creature comes with 6 -1/-1 counters, and it also has Menace. So it's going to come out as a 1/1. However, whenever one or more permanent cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere, you can remove a -1/-1 counter on this card. Which means if you crack a fetch land, it's going to grow. If you crack a strip mine, it's going to grow. If you also crack a Mishra's Bubble, it's going to grow as well. But some other applications where this can grow also happens to be from your deck or from your hand. If you play a Fear of Missing Out, you can discard a card, either a creature or a land, and the Moonshadow is also going to grow. Or let's say if you Dragon Ray Channeler and then Surveil, you put a land or a creature into the graveyard, then the Moonshadow also grows as well. And on the flip side, this can even be used during combat phase with something like an Orcish Bowmaster. If you Orcish Bowmaster, ping your own Orcish Bowmaster, the Moonshadow also grows during combat. So I think this card is absolutely busted. And of course, all the cards that I talked about is also going to be in the deck. And hopefully, the Moonshadow can grow fast enough where we can also use something like a Temur Battle Rage. And that'll be a 14/14 with a Menace and Trample. So we'll see how it does. So I'm going to be hopping over to some Thomas Fist of 3 to show you guys the deck does. So let's hop on over. Alright. Let's take a look at this deck today. Rakdos Aggro. Okay, so opponent's mulliganing quite a bit here. We do have a double Dotsies. Tamiyo. Tamiyo. I do have a Molten Collapse, so I probably should Dotsies now so that I can potentially Molten Collapse the Tamiyo. Even if it transforms. Destroy target non-creature and non-land permanent with mana value 1 or less. Maybe I'll take away the Psychic Frog, since I have a Molten Collapse. Why did they muffle all the sounds of those effects? Is it because my SFX is lower volume?
I'd love to hear stories from your home.
Maybe.
I am not defenseless.
I have to make a little bit of a weird play here because I want to optimize my Moonshadow here. Okay, so they have another one. I'll get rid of a Brainstorm. So next turn, they're going to play Tamiyo. We're going to Molten Collapse both of the Tamiyos, actually. I think that'd be a very, very devastating turn. They're not going to play the Tamio. Interesting. Oh, wow. That's kind of scary.
Answer.
That's actually kind of scary. Aatrox in the graveyard. Okay. I guess I can always strip mine later. Short. Question is, do I want to shock? I'm not sure if they play strip mine, so I should probably shock just in case. So Tamio is going to live here.
You're so disruptive. I am not
They
defensive.
play the other Tamio.
Oh, how am I supposed to focus on only one project?
Let's get rid of Meticulous Archive. So let's say I Molten Collapse Tamio and this other Tamio. We attack opponent for 6 damage. Let's say they top deck reanimate. They reanimate the Aatroxa. They go to 3. And then we attack with the Menace Creatures. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have played the Dragon Rage Chandler then. Actually, the Moonshadow also grew because of the Surveil. So opponent goes to 2. But then they gain 7 life back if... Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure if playing the Dragon Chandler was a correct play there. Were they still dead? Let's see. They block the Dragon Rage Chandler. They take 9, 11 damage. They go to 2, and then go to 9 back again. No, they're still dead, even if they block the Dragon Rage Chandler. That's cool. Alright, so we're gonna play my further making opponents reanimate bad by attacking their life total. Also not sure about the Edict. I think the Bloodchief Thirst is really good. Because it can kill reanimate targets, plus it can also just kill Transform Tamio very easily. Question is, what do I sideboard out? Why do I sideboard out? Maybe I'll copy about Lightning Bolt. I'm kind of leaning towards like maybe Cecile because it's a legendary and 2 fear missing out. So far, Moonshadow already surpassed my expectations. I think this hand is actually okay because I have a Channeler into Amped Raptor. Despite not having a black source. Right, we got Tamio coming out.
Nothing like warm tea and a fascinating story.
I mean, perhaps it was a mulligan. Perhaps. But if we just top deck a black source in like 4 turns, I think we should be okay. Orcish Bowmaster. That's kind of bad. Okay, this is a weird attack, actually. I'm guessing opponents maybe trying to play another Bowmaster, but it still dies. Like, I'm not really sure what this was about.
I'd rather avoid a fight. But I'm not thinking.
But it could be because they're trying to fill up the graveyard for maybe... I'm not really sure, actually. But we're certainly not in a good spot because we can't seem to draw a land here. I was promised a land, but we're not seeing it. We can't attack because of the Tamio emblem.
Respect the library.
Wow, they attacked. They really want to draw. Ooh, it's a tap land. You know what? I'll still take it. It's still better than nothing. It is still better than nothing. They kept it on top. Wonder what it is.
I am not defenseless.
You know what the difference was? We didn't have a Moon Shadow here. We didn't have a Moon Shadow. You know what I mean? We did not have a Moon Shadow. Perhaps I should have just played the Bowmaster at the end of my turn when they fetch. But I just wanted to get in there for damage on the Tamio here. So...
Clearly, you're not here to
they didn't
learn.
block with the Orc Army token. Interesting.
Violence is not the answer.
That could mean that they have another Bowmaster, perhaps? There's a good chance the opponent has another Bowmaster. Alright, I'm gonna do a weird attack. And I'm going to Molten Collapse once one of my creatures goes to graveyard. Let's hope opponent doesn't have Force of Negation. And if they do, I might surrender. Certainly the mountain didn't really work out for me,
Some people never learn.
didn't it? Certainly so. Yeah, how is my opponent doing that? They've drawn us a fetch land every single turn so far. Quite baffling. Yeah, so far they've drawn a fetch land every single turn, which is kind of bad. Reanimate.
If you need me, I'll be in the library.
Yeah, we're almost at like the lightning bolt angle. But they've drawn a lot of cards, so... Yeah, they've drawn almost 20 more cards than me.
Not just a battle of arms, but of ideas. I am not defenseless.
Which is definitely not ideal. Man, this mountain, I can never use it.
Not the answer.
I can never use it. Okay, we got a lightning bolt. That's really, really good. Okay. How do we win? Top deck another lightning bolt? I think that's really all we got. Okay, here's the deal. I think I'm going to Lightning Bolt opponent's face, and then I'm going to Teamer Battle Rage. Put, like, yeah, I might just Teamer Battle Rage here. We'll see. No, they got another creature. So Teamer Battle Rage isn't even gonna work. Okay, we just have to top deck then. Sure. We're just gonna have to top deck. Okay, that's not good enough. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have enough damage. Opponent has enough damage now. What to do? I don't see a way out, right? I just have to pray that... I don't know. They don't block. Yeah. I just have to pray that they don't block, basically. Okay, they block. No, my plan. Okay, well... Not much you can do. Alright, GG's. I think this mountain has definitely stifled my plan quite a bit here. So, now we know, you know, having a mountain, not so great. It's very close though, actually. Like, we just needed one more damage to win the game. Because they could have been at 1 here if I just Orcish Bowmaster, so... Yeah, if I just dealt 1 more damage, the game would have been good. You know? Think I'll take out a Teamer Battle Rage. Wow. The opposite. The opposite. This time around, we don't have a red source. I'm gonna keep it. Ponder. So now here's the deal. Am I just playing my here, or... Like, okay. The most ideal scenario is I top deck a fetch land. In which case I did. Lovely. I was gonna say, do I just still go strip mine into my... But yeah, we got an excellent card here. Okay. So now we can just go Moonshadow again. But I think it's probably just better to M-Raptor, honestly. To see what we get. And then we strip mine. I just noticed that opponent got... Okay, Orcish Bowmaster, fantastic card. Then we're going to strip mine opponent's Hallowed Fountain. This is insane, by the way. Like, look at this board. Like, look at this board. They can't even block it. They can't even block the Moonshadow. Insane. And they take damage from my... Oh my god, this is so over. Excellent first game. Right, we have a Mishra's Bubble and 1 lander. Do I keep this hand? I think we do. I think we do. Now, I might regret it. Ancient Tomb. I'm going to Thoughtseize then. They got 1 lander as well, but they have a troll. They actually have a troll reanimate. And they're drawing an Ancient Tomb. So they take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's not enough. This is actually kind of tough, actually, because the One Ring's about to come down. I think I have to take the Reanimate away. That's a really strong hand. Wow. Speechless. Absolutely speechless. Okay, that's really, really good draw, by the way. A very nice draw. I probably have to shock, right? Wait, the Dothy counters Moonshadow! No! Okay, opponent, that's cheating. That is just straight up cheating. It's only when I deal damage. Looks like I might have to lightning bolt the Voidwalker, if so. I take 3 damage. Wasting precious resource. Oh, that's funny. Do I want to draw this card? Not really. I'd rather prefer like removal spell or more lightning bolts. I'm surprised they waited. Right? I'm actually very surprised they actually waited. They had multiple chances to kill the Moonshadow before the Voidwalker died. But they were waiting for a very long time. Oh, that's actually really bad. That they even have a Sheoldred now. So I need to draw a Fatal Push, right? Or perhaps Orcish Bowmaster of my own. Okay, so I don't think Cecil the Paladin actually does much here. Because I'm gonna die next turn anyways. Right? This only gives indestructible to the other creatures. So what I need to draw here is actually a Fatal Push. And then I Fatal Push the Sheoldred, attack with the Channeler twice. So they take 6, 9. Right? Okay, we lost. All right. Their deck counters us a bit because of the Voidwalker. The Moonshadow couldn't really grow, and they had an insane start with it was between the One Ring or the Troll, and then we saw Ancient Tomb as well. It was just all kinds of bad, honestly. But I mean, we came kind of close. We were just missing 3 damage here. Blood Sheep's Thirst. I'm actually not sure about the Sheoldred's Edict. It's alright, but it's not... like a lot of the times it's just going to hit on the Orcish Bowmaster, you know? I personally think Even surgical might be bad. We'll go like this. It's a pretty good hand. Do I want to use the bauble? Maybe next turn? Voidwalker coming out. See what we're gonna draw. A Fear Missing Out. I think Fear Missing Out might be good enough, but... Wait, if I just play Amped Raptor here... Doesn't it just cascade directly into Fear Missing Out? Okay, that's good. That's kind of brutal because I actually don't have anything other than Orcish Bowmaster, so triple land. Kind of bad. Voidwalker. Really? They would trade Voidwalker for an Amped Raptor. Huh. Didn't think they would. Honestly. Alright. The Voidwalker is very, very annoying. It's actually an unbelievable counter against us. Unbelievable. Oh, they got rid of the Voidwalker. What? For a land. Wow. They must have top decked. Okay. That's rough, actually. That is indeed rough. Okay, we got a Fatal Push. Let us attack with Cecile the Dark Knight. So we should get rid of a land because probably keeping opponent away from 4th land is probably really good. I'm just not sure about getting rid of a Sheldred because... like, they could have a reanimate, you know, so... Oh, that's rough actually. What a top deck. So they had a Dark Ritual the whole time. Then they just top decked the One Ring. That is rough. Okay, Strip Mine. Would have actually loved an Orcish Bowmaster. It would have been actually a perfect card here. Would have actually been a perfect card. Alright, so next turn I'm going to be attacking all because we have a Cecile. Alright, that's actually kind of rough actually. Really, not going to kill the Cecile, really. Oh, by the way, we just got an Orcish Bowmaster, actually. That was, apparently mine. I didn't even know. Yeah, I didn't even know the Orcish Bowmaster was mine. Okay, apparently we do need more Orcish Bowmasters. Yeah, I thought we were actually done for because I didn't even know this Orcish Bowmaster was mine to begin with. Honestly speaking, the Teamer Battle Rage, I think we're just going to get rid of this. I think it's a bit too cute, you know? I was like thinking like, how did my Moon Sorrow just grow? But apparently that was because the Orcish Bowmaster happens to be mine. Which is kind of funny, you know? Alright, I'm gonna be taking a lot of damage here. And we're also going second. Okay, opponent has an insane hand. That's really bad. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna be taking so much damage here. Alright! I need a removal spell! Help! Fatal Push! Come out! Fatal Push, come out! I mean, Fatal Push isn't gonna do anything here. I mean, I'm just dead. Unless I draw a Fatal Push or... Yeah. I am just dead. Very much so. Wait, this is actually a 5/6. Insanely enough. Maybe I still play Orcish Bowmaster because it creates double blockers. Okay, last turn to draw a Fatal Push. Kind of sorry way to actually go, honestly. Alright, GG's. Yeah, bit of an odd game at the end, but I think mostly it was decent. Okay, decent looking hand. Ragavan. I think I am going to fetch a swamp here. Okay, Thoughtseize is very, very good. So we'll take a look at opponent's hand. I think opponent can get away with tapping a Magus, honestly. I think I'll just take away the One Ring. Okay, Strip Mine is also very good. I'll start with the Strip Mine. I'll play the Dragon Ray Channeler into a Mishra's Bauble. Let's see what opponent's drawing next. By the way, this looks like okay, Pyroglyph. This looks like the 0 mana deal 4 spell. So we know this is a 0 mana deal 4, and this is so they don't have a land outside of a Chrome Mox right now. The moment they play the Chrome Mox, I will probably Molten Collapse. They might play the Fury now. Oh, it's a Strip Mine, but I'm not really sure if they want to use it. They might actually. Since they're not doing anything, they might actually Strip Mine. No, okay. Short. Okay, we got another Fear of Missing Out. Okay. We're gonna have to get our Meltdown to carry us. Right. We'll have another Orcish Bowmaster. Not sure about the Mai. I think Edict is decent. So maybe Edict might be good. Maybe I'll just have one copy. And I think I'll go down on some black creatures because of Blood Moon effects. And I'll go down on a copy of A Fear Missing Out. I just don't want to get chaliced, you know? I hope I don't get chaliced. Okay, this is actually insane. What is this? Hold up. This actually could be absolutely insane, by the way, but we'll see. Oh no. Okay, never mind. That's pretty good. Oh, I just made a mistake. I completely forgot to chalice. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh no, I forgot, like... Okay, so... I should honestly just surrender after that. I've always casted Meltdown and got rid of a chalice. So in my head, I was just like thinking, okay, it's just gonna work no matter what. But obviously it doesn't. What a gigantic punt. That was insane punt. They might be mulliganing for Chalice again, but hopefully they don't have it. And I also have some strip mines to kind of delay. Okay, so that's how you're gonna play. Okay, Fury coming out this early is really good. I was thinking about maybe not even playing the Channeler here, but worked out. Ragavan. Ragavan. Okay. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay, opponent playing the Gemstone Cavern here might be a pretty good sign. Like, maybe telling that they don't have any more lands in hand. Let's see. In case I draw land, I might want to Sheoldred's Edict right now. So I can play Nether Goyf and Fear of Missing Out. It's an Orcish Bowmaster. I don't think Orcish Bowmaster is very relevant at the moment, so I'm just going to get rid of that. There's a good chance opponent draws with the Soul Guide Lantern next turn. Since, like I said, because they play the Gemstone Cavern, they might not have a land. Because they played utility land, utility land, utility land, right? That's why I think so. So they had another Fury. Wah, wah, wah. So opponent's gonna be forced to crack the Soul Guide Lantern. Since we have a 4/5 Nether Goyf and a Fear of Missing Out. And we also have a Molten Collapse. Excellent. So they're gonna crack the Soga Lantern. Which means they don't get to draw a card. Maybe I should have actually put it on the fear of missing out. But if I did that, they might not have cracked the Soga Lantern. If so. And I'm gonna bring back a Loris. Since even if they play an Ancient Tomb, they can't really play anything. I'll just leave up a Fatal Push for Ragavan. I mean, they can't really attack through it anyways. Okay, Strip Mine. Get a Strip Mine over there. So if I Strip Mine the Gemstone Cavern, they'll Strip Mine my Blood Crypt. Now I'll have 2 lands left over. I can't play the Loris, but I think I'll just win anyways. They got rid of a swamp. Okay. Sure. But this is actually going to trigger the moon shadow again, which is kind of cool. And now opponent's back to having no lands. Oh, they have the 0 mana deal 4. So we can actually Fatal Push one of our creatures to make this into 5/5 if they want to kill it. Alright. So my first impression with Moon Shadow. This card is extremely good. Definitely playable in Timeless format. I think this card is really, really powerful. And the reason why I say this, it's just so easy to make this card grow. There's a similar card to this, right? There's a Stalactite Stalker. Unlike this card can play around the Orcish Bowmaster very easily. This one, you can't really do that because this triggers on the end step. I don't really like this card too much. But the Moon Shadow, on the other hand, triggers off of literally anything. Your creature dying, right? Your creature dying. So you can even go like Orcish Bowmaster, ping your own Orcish Bowmaster if you really want to. You also have things like Verdant Catacomb, Erebessa, and Blood Crypt along with the Strip Mine. So Strip Mine even procs the Moon Shadow as well. So we played 10 copies of Fetch Lands and Strip Mine. Plus we have a Mishra's Bauble to synergize with the Moon Shadow. And we also have a Fear of Missing Out. If Fear of Missing Out puts a creature into graveyard, that also triggers the Moon Shadow. And if the Dragon Rage Channeler surveils and puts a permanent, and that includes lands as well, if a land goes to the graveyard, Moon Shadow also grows. Like, the card is busted. Very easy to get this thing to dish out insane amount of damage. And not to mention, the fact that it has Menace is icing on the cake. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. Death Shadow could never. Like, this card is just so bad compared to it. You could play Death Shadow and that card in the same deck, but I'm playing Cecil instead. I think the Cecil is very good in this deck because we played 10 copies of Fetch Lands. We also play Thoughtseize as well, so going down to 10 life total is something that we do naturally. So Cecil transforms and then you can gain your life back, and you don't really have to worry about the Death Shadow at all. So as for like the other card, I think the Fear of Missing Out is probably the worst card in the deck, but we're playing this card because it helps us get our Delirium quicker, because this card is an enchantment. But it's often the first card that I sideboard out, like maybe 2 copies of it. And, you know, I was playing a Temur Battle Mage for fun, you know, because I thought so that we can, you know, team our Battle Rage with the Moon Shadow. But this is also another card that I often cyber out a lot. I don't think it's very necessary in my opinion. One thing I've noticed, especially in the late game, top decking a Moon Shadow definitely doesn't feel good. I will say. But the snowball potential with this card, if you play it early, on turn 1 or 2, it's very powerful. So overall, I think the deck is actually pretty decent. Can't really say for sure how viable this is in the format. I haven't really played with the deck too much. But first impression, I think it's pretty good. Perhaps you want more Caps of Meltdown. Also, forget about what you saw when I used the Meltdown against Chalice, thinking that it's gonna kill it. Yeah, forget about that. But I think a lot of the sideboard cards that I have are pretty decent. And lastly, one thing I've noticed was Dauthi Voidwalker happens to be extremely busted against our deck. That's one thing to keep in mind. The Voidwalker actually shuts down. Let's see. The Voidwalker actually shuts down Fear of Missing Out, Moon Shadow, Nethergoyf, Dragon Rage Chandler. So the card is really, really good. Yeah, that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye.